Hey, what's up, guys? It is Dan from FightWave, and today I am absolutely privileged to be joined by one of the best lightweights on the active roster inside the UFC. If you have been a longtime fan of MMA, today you'll know who the guest is today. One of the most exciting Brazilians to ever grace the octagon, and he's coming off a phenomenal. Guys, when you talk about scary knockouts, the knockout over Michael Johnson that Diego Ferreira had is one of the best we've seen in UFC history. I am privileged to be joined by the man himself who will be facing Mateus Rebecki on May 11th, Diego Ferreira. Diego, how is it going, brother?
Doing great, bro. So excited. Thank you very much for the opening space for me, and super excited for this fight. So May 11, I'm I'm so pumped for this event. And it's good because it's been a while not fighting on uh, on the front of the crowd. So I'm really excited for that. So this event is gonna be amazing.
Definitely. And, just to talk about, getting back on track, obviously unsuccessful in the three prior to Michael Johnson, but facing the best guys in the world. I don't think that gets talked about enough. Just the quality of opponents that you fought. Look at guys like Rustam Habilov, Anthony Pettis, Jared Gordon, OAM. Looking back at the guys pre pandemic that you fought, you've faced the toughest level of competition since you've entered the UFC. Even guys like Dustin Poirier and, of course, Beneil Dariush. You've never taken any shortcuts in terms of competition, and it's no exception on May 11th. You're fighting one of the best unranked guys in the form of Mateus Rebecki. Talk to me just a little bit about the matchup at hand, the excitement towards it, and just the preparation.
I exactly been getting prepared for a different fighter. I was supposed to fight. Um, I forgot his name right now. Sorry, but I was prepared for another fight, and then he got hurt. So I kind of told my coach, I say no, I want to fight. So I wanna get back in then on my and to be active in fighting the best, and the lightweight ranking, you cannot choose a fight in lightweight ranking. It's really impossible to do that. So you can see my resume fighting with the best ones, and I'm pleasure to fight with those guys. So um uh Mateus is that guy is coming up, you know, great wings. I think it's 17-1, only one loss. The man is coming on a fire, but I think this is my time. I think this has been a long journey for me. So I think I need to stop him so I can get what I really deserve. I really want to be. I want to be in between the number five ranks. So that's my dream right now. That's my goal. So stopping him, I think, is gonna be put me back into the ranking, especially after fighting Michael Johnson. I got back to the ranking, but 1 year layoff for because my daughter born. I have my own gym. I'm a business owner, so it took me a while to manage all that together, but I'm finally I was getting prepared the way I was saying. I was getting prepared to for another fighter. So I was in shape. I was really getting into my wrestling, my boxing, my Muay Thai. I was in top and everything. And this opportunity showed up for me in a 4 weeks notice. And my matchmaker, I'm sorry, my manager told me, hey, we have this short notice right here. If you interested, and I told, yeah, let's get Woody. I've been Woody, so uh, the preparation was really tough, especially someone like Mateus been on a tour up everybody on the last three fights on AFC. One by submission, one by decision, two by knockout, exactly two knockouts. So I'm really happy to get this match up, and it's something I'm really excited with because he's a guy, he don't run off be want to win by decision. He's a guy want to finish it. I mean the same desire we have, the kind of same type of goals. So I think we're gonna match up pretty good. So I'm really excited for that. I've been training really hard my boxing. And he's a guy. They have a tremendous power in every single aspect, kicking and punching. So I've been training a lot of my boxing, getting ready for that. And his wrestling is really good. So my wrestling being on point. I've been competing a lot. Exactly like I think last month I competed at ADCC and I got first. So I'm really excited about that too. And I gotta put like that. I think it's a challenge for me, but I'm not gonna take this guy. Really underestimate him. I'm really looking to throw down with him. I'm really looking to get a finish for this fight. And he's the same way. So the preparation has been great for me. I've been putting a lot of hard work in all the aspect, and especially my weight cut is my weight cut right now. I've been maintained with my weight, and I'm really low as much as I could. Because I was seeing that I was mentally preparing the mindset. Why? Because I was gonna expecting a short notice fight. Be waiting for that, especially how the way we're talking about right now. The lightweight division, it's back. It's full of talent. So I really I was expecting that short notice. So and I got it. So and I'm excited for that one too.
No, yeah, definitely. And talk about making the most of an opportunity. Well, next point, actually, I was going to bring up, and also I looked up the opponent, obviously, the original booking against Drakkar Klose, who was coming off a phenomenal slam knockout himself. It would have been an exciting fight, and one I think a lot of fight fans would love to see ran back in the future or rebook. But, talk about a little bit about just making the most of the time off, because, of course, prior to the Michael Johnson fight, you had the Mateus Gamrot fight, and that was a very unfortunate fight for a lot of fight fans who are fans of you, just to see the way it unfolded. Of course, the injury to the ribs, and then taking time off. You mentioned layoff is not something a fighter ever wants. It's something that they dread. Just wanting to be active. But you seem to have made the best use of the time. You welcomed the daughter into the world, which first and foremost, congratulations, Diego. Blessings to you
Thank
and your
you.
family. And
Thank you.
also on top of that, staying active with the business, coaching, a lot of that. What would you say was the biggest lesson you learned in the time away about yourself and also just about the fight game as a whole?
It was for me. It was a learning. No, I have only 10 years training MMA. I did have a lot of. I was always want to train like as hard as I could. I was young at that time. I was really thinking about like, no, we need to go hard. We need to always be prepared. Always train as hard as you could. But your body not always ain't gonna hang the way you want. Not gonna really support the type of mentality that you have attached to the training. So I did have to uh adjust on that point, that in terms like in training. I have a couple of injuries on the past. The way we're talking about with Mark Gumrock, I was injured. I don't think I'm not taking that from his win from him. He got his win. But I want to run back that in the future. He's a great opponent to run back to him again. But I was not on my 100%. So my rib injury, I have to adapt to my train. I have to really try to get to that point. 1 year layoff, get my mindset together again. One, because the way I said, I was always thinking about training hard, every single aspect, wrestling, boxing. But it's really hard. My body, like the way more to adapt to the training. MMA is rough. MMA it's tough to be training as hard as you can. You have to, level up. And I think now I kind of understand now my body. I understand more the way I'm supposed to train. Coach Safe was always on top of me because hey, dude, you cannot always go hard like that. From Forters in Dallas. So always going over there with my teammates. I was trying to really like besides like learn, I was going to the battle. So I with the time I started learning that more. get more or mature, discipline, exactly, discipline to that, and get a little bit more. I step back, not trying to do a 20 step forward, and you know, and you could reach those 20 feet up. So I had to do a couple step back, and start learning a couple things like, especially body wise. Um, it took me a while, but thank God, now I do adjust with that. It took me a time, but the fight with Mateos, um, the short notice with Gillespie, it was with Gillespie, especially because that guy, it he didn't beat me. I beat myself. I know he's back on the pass, but those two fights, it's really making me thinking about that, how to train, how to be smart to train. So this whole time, I kind of like started to study my body. I started to study my dieting. How to diet, how to be smart on my train. So this whole time, I was studying that, studying, getting more skills. The way my coach is Coach Save, Coach Rico Vendano for my boxing, for my Muay Thai, Frankie Trevino. No, all those guys been helping me a lot on that and getting me more than discipline, getting me more focused on those aspects. So all this time I was just getting one brick at a time, putting one brick to each other to get support all this long journey I want to looking for. I'm looking to get to the top. So and now I think that's the momentum and get back, especially finding somebody to that caliber, upper comer. And I think my body is onto that point. I'm having my desire. I have my focus and my family behind me, supporting me, my wife doing all the work with me in my business over here at Tim Ferreira Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So it have us so much into that. Like I'm so much good energy. So I wanna show them that's the time. I wanna show them like this is the moment I need to go that and achieve the goal we're working for this whole time, especially this time delay off. But that's what we're looking for to put it together on May 11th. So I'm excited, especially going to Louisiana,
St.
Missouri. Sorry,
Louis.
Missouri, St. Louis, Missouri. So I'm excited because I've never been there. So it's a great opportunity, great momentum for me, and I can't wait.
No, yeah, absolutely. And you talk about just a lot of the lessons you learned about your body. And, when you talk about guys at 155, we talk about that Shark Tank. We don't acknowledge enough just how talented the division is towards the older ages. You see a lot of fighters hitting a second prime of sorts. You mentioned getting into the sport a lot later, being in the sport for roughly around 10 years or so, which given your skill set, it's remarkable just how quick you've kind of adapted and learned in this sport. But also other guys, like you look at Jim Miller, you look at Bobby Green, a guy that I don't think people talk about enough, Francisco Trinaldo, who unbelievable for the level he was fighting at. But just overall, guys like yourself and like the legends that I've listed prior, just guys who are extremely disciplined, maintaining their bodies at a high level, and they're able to continue to excel in this sport in the later ages where we see a drop off for a lot of other fighters. And Diego, you mentioned just the love that you feel around you right now. I feel like I really feel that off you when I'm speaking to you. Is just the overwhelming amount of love that you feel from your supporting circle and the people around you. And one of the names that you mentioned, which I think doesn't get talked about enough in combat sports, is Coach Saif Sayud, who has been a remarkable driving force in Texas MMA. Fortis MMA has been a staple of Texas for as long as the sport has been alive, and I feel like he's done a really good job. I want to ask you, just in terms of your time in Texas, making it your adopted hometown in the States, and just being able to really flourish under Coach Saif. What's that been like working with him as long as you have, and just the impact that he's had on you as a person and in your career?
Oh man, it's just being with him, was a change. Was the change in my career. I can get more emotional with that talking about him because he was a big tool in my career. Like I gotta say that. Why? Because the man was with me, with the tough times. Like when I got, you know, supposed I got, that Usada got me on a drug test. He was with me every single day, texting me, "Hey kid, you good? You know you're not that type of person. You you not did this intentional." So I kind of felt a lot that, and the way he bring all the fighters into his gym, and making the gym feel more like a home for us, for the whole team, like feel like we were like a family, you know. So he impacted a lot on my career now, because at one point of my career, on the beginning, I was fighting just to fight, to make a paycheck. I'm not gonna lie, to make a paycheck. I said, nah, whatever. Jiu-jitsu was more my thing, But he keep the fire on me, keep the mentality. No, dude, you do have the talent to to be a champ. You have the talent to be in between the top five, if you not be that in the top number one. You just have to believe it in it. And it got to me in that, like it took me a while to understand what he was talking about. Like the way I say, my MMA, I have only 10 years, you know, and coach said for like when he got to the point, he kind of wake me up, or open my eye to all that. He really like took me under his wing every single point, and especially still doing it right now. He do me a no to get this fight a big favor for me, because I was waiting the points, and whatever is come from this, it's coming out. But he keep it that motivation me, keep it talking the way he talking, on I don't know if you already talked to him before. It's just to talking to him, he have that energy to you when he get to talking to, man. It's for me, it was, it's like I tell him, coach, like you were like a father for me, and a really a man, just like a mentor, to give me all those advice, give me all advice, not just only be a fighter, but mentality to have a business, to be a family guy, be the best you can in your life. It's something really important for me, and something I take him like really im- uh respectful in every single term. Like I'm really thinking about the samurai type of person. That's how my spirit is towards him, like that's how my feeling is. I have a loyalty to him, and I know it's not gonna be breaking so easy. But that man it's a great coach, a great it is a great coach in Texas in general. All like our gym is a full of fighters from UFC, not just the UFC, but Bellator, LFA. So just to make all that, make all that surround him. It's something like you taking really important to you, really important to me, important to all of us. It's something we couldn't be achieving the goals we want if he was not there. So Coach Safe is a man to that's I recommend. I take my own fighters sometimes. I take my own fighters to go over there. Hey guys, let's go over here, because that's the gym you wanna be. That's the coach you gonna coach me. You wanna be coached by this guy. So we have a Victor Martinez gonna be fighting to May 18. Yeah, he's gonna be fighting May 18. He's one of my good friends and teammate, and I took him over there. Now he's in UFC too, and it just the point he did all the strength, all the energy put into him too, and now he's on UFC. It's really a blast to me. It's really important, and I got really emotional when to talking about that. But it's really he is a good person in my career, a good energy he gained to me, and then I know with him I can go further. and that's what I'm looking for, especially like the way we're talking about that my age, get more wiser, get more that mentality he has. And that this another day we are talking about uh how guys sometimes, like how you say Ronaldo, those Anjos, all those guys been so get so much mature inside the UFC and stay on the top for a long time. And I see myself the same way, and he telling me the same way. Now I see the picture. I see what he was talking about, and now that's the momentum I want to show him. I want to show him like I'm capable to get to the goal he was showing me the picture, and now the windows is open so I can go through. But now it's on my chance to go there and get through.
Absolutely. And you talk about just someone to guide you through the dark, somebody who's basically built up the MMA surrounding base in Texas from the ground up. Like Saif Sayud, I can't imagine a better person to have in your corner through the good, through the bad, through the ugly, through it all. And on top of that, Diego, you talk about moving on to bigger horizons. And one thing that I think is a cardinal sin and war crime is putting fighters like you in the apex. I think it's a crime to put a fighter like Diego Ferreira in the apex because you have got one of the most exciting styles, and I feel like a fight like you versus Beneil Dariush the second time around should have been in front of a full crowd. And on top of that, now we're seeing the UFC going out. You mentioned talking about fighting in St. Louis, the excitement of going back to crowds. Just this week, at the time of the recording, the UFC is going back to Brazil. They've been doing that once a year or twice a year. Talk to me a little bit about the excitement of finally being able to fight back in front of a crowd and the prospect of potentially fighting back in Brazil where your friends and family reside and just being able to fight in front of a home fan base potentially.
I really want to know that's always my goal. Like the last event I fought in the front of the crowd was when I fought just in corner, yeah, the corner card. That been a wow, So when I fought the Benel Rouge, I thought so with so okay, that's my time. You know, top three fighter with top eight. So why we not going, to a big event, in the front of the crowd? And I think I think was the first time fighting in Apex for me was so like not gonna say weird, but it kind of done bring me the fire. It was going to a sparring section. That's how I felt. That was my spirit. Like because I was on my best moments. I was fighting in Abu Dhabi. Was my when I fought the Russian. I forgot his name. That's small. Yeah, Gablov. For me, I was super excited just because we were there in Abu Dhabi and from that crowd, like, that energy gave me so much because that guy was much more, you know, much more better fighter than me, but just the fire that the crowd gave me, I got like Coach Safe was telling me like, dude, you completely look like a complete different fighter. But and then the same thing when I fought Showtime for me, like just the crowd for the Irish crowd for me, like whoa, this is insane. And fighting to the apex for me was like, oh, I could hear the commentators, just how empty it was, I could hear the commentators across the top of the building. So for me, and it didn't go well the first time, the second one. I kind of just adjust more to the third one, like when I fought, Michael Johnson. Yeah, and then kind of I have to warm up better. I have to get that much more the fighter on me to be weak before you start getting to the cage. I cannot get into the cage and be waiting for the fight getting to there. But now fighting in Missouri for me it's gonna be much more better, because I gotta have that momentum to see the crowd, see the people, like, you know, telling your name, see that. I think the fighter on me is gonna be inside the cage, and that's what I want to bring. I don't want to bring him from the locker room yet. I want to get him to inside the cage. That's the best moments for me. And for me, fighting with Benel on the no crowd, it was kind of was weird because I kind of waking up already as a fighter, now waking up, but having the mentality to, oh, damn, this is a fight for real fight. I was winning the second round. I was in behind like probably like two or three takedowns. So it took me a while to put the first the third gear, and I kind of already start. I start too slow, you know. And one of the crazy moments, I see that like because I punched the guy, I almost knock him out, and I was like, "Oh, you okay? You okay?" I was not there, I was not there as a fighter. I was there like you know, feeling like I was to the sparring section, make sure he's all right. Doesn't matter if I catch him or not. I was there to not let nobody get hurt. But for me, you know, it's just good enough to get back to fighting the crowd, fighting, having that good energy. And May 11, I'm looking for that. I'm looking to really just go in there and do the best shows like for my crowd, because I'm gonna have a lot of friends going over, especially from Texas because it's close by. So a lot of my friends and supporters gonna go in there and to support. So I'm really excited more about that too. And so it's gonna be a great experience.
No, yeah, definitely. And you talk about just the capacity and the distance from Texas to Missouri. It's gonna be a fun card, the St. Louis card. And Diego, I want to thank you so much for your time, the privilege to be able to speak with you and pick your brain. I always love to say these interviews are more or less, me also getting perspective from the fighters and getting to pick your guys' brain and see where you're at. And it really feels like the best from Diego Ferreira is yet to come. There's so much more you have to give to the sport, and you've already done so much for the sport. So I want to thank you so much for your time. And on a final note, is there any final message to the supporters of Diego Ferreira at home? And yeah, just to the fans or anybody who could be watching this interview?
I just want to say thank you guys. Appreciate for all the support. May 11, I'll be back inside that octagon. And so, Team Ferreira Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, all fours and my coaches, Coach Safe, Coach Ricardo Vendano, Coach, uh, sorry, his name right now, Trevino, Coach Trevino, Frank Trevino, all those guys, all my team, Fit Girl, help me out and all my meals. The second shakes, all support is in my head right now. All those people, my wife, my kids, getting me all the best support I can have. So I'm really thankful for that, and thank to you, brother. I appreciate for opening this space, to show my work, and appreciate it. May 11, let's get this win again.
Absolutely, brother. And I was muted there for a moment, guys. But blooper for the fans at home. But more importantly, Diego, thank you so much for your time. The privilege to sit here and speak with you is an opportunity that I always get to relish, speaking with fighters in our sport. And to the fans at home watching, do be sure to check out Diego Ferreira on May 11th against Mateus Rebecki. It is a fun fight on a stacked St. Louis card. It is going to be a fun night of fights. Do be sure to check him out on social media. I will be linking his socials in the description down below. If you're local to the Texas area, do be sure to check out his gym. Consider signing up. Check out your local fighters. Support your local fighters. It's been me, Dan, from Fight Wave. Hope you guys have enjoyed. Signing out, guys. Have a great day.